The secret I carried for 50 years. I am 82 years old now, and every morning I sit by the window with my coffee, watching the street that has barely changed since I moved here. People pass by with their busy lives, unaware of the history buried inside these quiet walls. For decades, I carried a secret so heavy that it shaped the course of my life, and more importantly, the lives of my children. Today, as I feel time slipping through my fingers, I have decided it is time to speak. There is no one left to judge me, and the truth deserves a voice before I am gone. I was only 22 when it happened. Back then, I was a young man with a restless heart, married too young, and already the father of a baby girl. I worked long hours at the factory, trying to be responsible, but I often felt like the world outside was moving too fast for me to catch up. One evening, I received a letter that would change everything. It was from a woman I had known before my wife, someone I loved deeply, but had left behind because I thought it was the right thing to do. The letter said she had a child, a boy, my son. She never asked me for anything, only to know if I would ever want to meet him. I remember standing in the kitchen with that letter in my hands, feeling like the floor had disappeared. I had a wife who loved me and a daughter who needed me. But I also had a son I never knew existed. I kept the letter hidden for days, then weeks. My mind raced with questions, but I told no one. One Sunday, I made a decision that would haunt me for years. I burned the letter in the backyard and chose silence. I convinced myself it was better this way. My daughter deserved a father who was present, not one who would bring confusion and shame. My wife had already forgiven so much of my past. I told myself that the boy would be fine without me, that maybe he would never need to know who I was. But deep inside, something in me broke. Life went on. I raised 3 children, worked hard, paid off my house, and did what people called the right thing. But every birthday, every milestone, there was always a shadow in the corner of my mind. I would wonder where he was, if he looked like me, if he ever asked about his father. Sometimes I would sit in the car, parked outside a school or a park, watching boys play and wondering if one of them could be mine. The guilt never left. It just got quieter. I told myself I would confess one day, when the kids were grown, when my wife had passed, when the time was right. But the years rolled by like waves, and I always found a reason to wait. My daughter became a teacher. My sons became fathers themselves. I watched them raise their children with love and patience, and I wondered what kind of man that forgotten son had become. I never stopped imagining his face. A few months ago, I received another letter. This time, it was not from her. It was from him. He had found an old photo in his mother's things. My name was written on the back. He told me he had spent years searching, and finally, he had found me. He did not ask for money or answers, only a meeting. I sat with that letter for 3 days, unable to move. Then I called the number he gave me. His voice sounded calm, a little nervous, but kind. We met at a small cafe outside the city. He looked so much like me when I was young. He smiled and said, "I just wanted to see you once." I apologized again and again. He said he understood, that his mother had told him I might never come. We talked for hours. He told me about his life, his family, his dreams. I told him about mine, and for the first time in 50 years, I felt like I could breathe again. I had missed so much. but I was grateful for that one conversation. After that day, I told my children everything. I sat them down and explained the truth. At first, they were shocked and hurt, but slowly, they began to understand. They met their brother a few weeks later, and to my surprise, they embraced him. My granddaughter said, "Now we are even bigger. I had feared anger, but what I received was forgiveness. I had waited so long, and still, love found a way to heal us." I tell this story now because secrets can destroy you from the inside. I thought I was protecting my family, but I was only protecting my fear. The truth has a way of waiting, and when it finally comes out, it can set you free. I do not know how many days I have left, but I know this: I am no longer afraid to look at my reflection. I have made peace with my past, and for the first time in my life, I feel whole.